You were never broken, only out of tune. That uneasy feeling you sometimes wake up with? That sense that something isn't quite right, even though everything looks fine on the outside? It's not weakness. It's not failure. It's a whisper from your field, your energy, your true resonance, letting you know you're out of tune with your original design. The modern world has distracted you from a truth so ancient it's etched into every spiritual tradition, every sacred temple, every song of creation. The universe is vibration. Everything vibrates. From the spiral of galaxies to the spiral in your DNA, all things move, hum, oscillate. The ancients knew this. The priests of Egypt aligned their temples to the harmonics of the Earth's magnetic field. The rishis of India chanted syllables that vibrated through their bones, unlocking the memory of the soul. The philosophers of Greece saw harmony not just in music, but in mathematics, architecture, and even the governance of the soul. You too were born in harmony. But somewhere along the way, noise crept in. Frequencies of fear, shame, guilt, regret. These are not bad emotions. They are simply lower vibrations that, when trapped or repeated, distort your original signal. They pull you into dissonance, into separation. And when you feel separate from yourself, from others, from life, you begin to believe you are broken. But what if you're not? What if all you've needed is to retune? Like a stringed instrument gone flat, your being remembers the tone it was born to carry. That tone is unique to you. It's encoded in your cells, your aura, your dreams. It's why certain music brings you to tears, why certain voices crack you open, why silence sometimes feels louder than any sound. Healing is not about fixing, it is about remembering, and vibrational frequencies are the memory triggers: sound, breath, light. These are not mere tools. They are the original software of the cosmos, encoded with intelligence, intention, and the power to restore. But before you can wield them, you must listen. Begin by noticing. What do you expose yourself to daily? What sounds fill your space? What words fill your mind? Every frequency carries a signature. Every vibration shapes your internal weather. Even the words you speak vibrate. Ancient mystics believed that every uttered word either blesses or binds, that to speak is to cast a spell, hence spelling. What spells have you been casting on yourself unconsciously? To heal, you must awaken to the symphony within. You must become a conductor of your own field. Try this. Sit in silence for just 5 minutes. No phone, no music, just breath. Feel the noise rise inside you. Feel the need to escape. But stay. Underneath the chaos is a rhythm, a heartbeat. Yours. That is where your healing begins. And as you learn to recognize that rhythm, you'll begin to see it everywhere. In the sway of trees, in the cadence of someone's laughter, in the rise and fall of your own story. Because your story is vibration too, and it's waiting to be retuned. Close your eyes now. Imagine your body as an ancient temple, not made of stone, but of light. Pillars of intention, a dome of breath, chambers echoing with sacred frequencies. Within this temple is an altar, the center of your being, where your original frequency still hums. It is quiet, but eternal. Now ask yourself, what am I resonating with? Whose voice is echoing through my mind? What old stories am I vibrating into reality again and again? Pause. Listen. You are not here to chase perfection. You are here to remember your tone, to harmonize with the deeper pulse beneath the chaos. The one that sings, "You are whole, you are light, you are sound." There are languages older than words. Vibration is one of them. Children feel it instinctively. Animals react to it. Water remembers it. The heart responds to it. Do you remember what it feels like to be moved by a single note? Not just emotionally, but spiritually. Moved in a way that awakens a part of you that has no name? That is your field recognizing itself in resonance. In ancient Greece, the concept of music was far beyond entertainment. It was medicine, a way to bring the soul back into harmony with the cosmos. Plato taught that music should be the foundation of education, not because of technique, but because of its power to shape the soul. So ask yourself, what are you feeding your soul through sound? Every beat you listen to, every lyric you repeat, every tone you tune into, it's either guiding you home or further away. You are not just a passive receiver of vibration. You are a broadcaster. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, they ripple through your field and interact with the world. The moment you shift your frequency, you shift the world around you. You've heard the phrase, "You are what you eat." But even more powerfully, You are what you vibrate. So as we begin this journey into healing through vibrational frequencies, release the idea that something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong. You've simply been vibrating out of alignment with your truth. And now, you are returning to tune. Let every part of this journey remind you, you are made of music, and your healing begins with a single note. Will you listen? Every sacred site you've ever seen or studied, whether the Great Pyramids of Giza, the stone circles of Britain, or the mandalas of Tibetan monks, was created not just for the eye, but for the ear. Geometry, proportion, and space were orchestrated to resonate with specific frequencies. These weren't monuments. They were instruments, and walking through them, the soul was meant to be played. Modern science is only beginning to catch up. The field of cymatics, where sound is made visible, shows us how vibration creates form. When you pass certain frequencies through water or sand, it arranges itself into stunning geometric patterns. And your body is over 70% water. What shapes are your thoughts creating within you? It's humbling to realize. Every thought, every belief, every emotional loop sends ripples through your cells. Some frequencies bring coherence. Others breed chaos. The choice, once unconscious, can now become deliberate. That's the invitation of this chapter. To recognize yourself not as a problem to solve, but as a frequency to remember, as a living symphony. So begin to tune. With every breath, every word, every moment of silence you choose instead of noise. Because healing is not outside you. It's a frequency within you, waiting for your attention. And when you return to it, gently, consistently, with reverence, you don't just heal, you radiate. You become the tuning fork for others. The song of your becoming begins now. You felt it. A room that feels off the moment you step in. A person who drains you just by standing near. A place that feels sacred though no words are spoken. These aren't fantasies. These are frequencies, energies interacting, fields brushing up against fields. You may have been taught to believe only in what you can touch, see, or measure. But what if the very thing shaping your life, your emotions, your beliefs, even your health, is what you can't see? We are electromagnetic beings. Your heart, in particular, emits a measurable magnetic field that extends feet beyond your body. This isn't philosophy, it's physics. The HeartMath Institute has shown that this field carries information, emotion, and coherence. When you feel love, your heart's field becomes harmonious. When you feel fear, it becomes jagged and chaotic. And this field communicates with your brain, with the environment, with other people. You are always broadcasting. So what are you broadcasting right now? Quantum physics has made this even clearer. At the subatomic level, everything is energy. Particles don't exist in a fixed location until they are observed. They are probabilities, potentials, fields of possibility, and consciousness, the very act of observing, affects them. You are not a passive participant in your life. You are the observer, the tuner, the composer. This is where vibrational frequencies meet neuroscience and quantum field theory. Thoughts are electrical. Emotions are magnetic. Together, they generate the electromagnetic signature of your being, your field. Your field is like a living software system, and just like a computer running outdated code, your life will reflect the programs you haven't consciously rewritten. Many of these programs were installed early, by caregivers, schools, trauma, culture. They run silently, looping fear, shame, scarcity, and they broadcast these frequencies into your relationships, work, and body. This is why affirmations alone often don't work. If your conscious mind is saying, I am worthy, but your field is vibrating, I am not enough, the universe responds to the frequency, not the phrase. So how do you reprogram the field? First, awareness. Become the scientist of your own vibration. Observe the triggers. Notice the emotional loops. Don't judge, just witness. What thoughts create contraction in your chest? What beliefs shrink your energy? What memories stir up fear? Second, vibration itself. Use frequencies that bypass the analytical mind and speak directly to your energy system. Binaural beats, crystal bowls, mantras, nature sounds. These carry harmonic structures that invite your field into coherence. Cymatics, the study of visible sound vibration, shows how frequency arranges matter. When a pure tone is played into a plate covered in sand, the grains form intricate geometric patterns. Change the tone, change the shape. You are no different. Your cells, tissues, and thoughts respond to vibration. Even the voice has power. It is the only instrument made of your own flesh and breath. When you speak or chant with intention, you shape your inner world and the field around you. Chanting sacred sounds like om, ah, or even humming stimulates the vagus nerve, calming the nervous system and tuning the heart-brain connection. And then there is coherence. Coherence is harmony across systems. When your brainwaves, heart rhythm, breath, and emotional state sync up, you enter coherence. It's measurable, trainable, and magnetic. People in high coherence can shift a room. You felt it. Being in the presence of someone whose mere presence feels calming, clear, empowering. These people aren't special. They're tuned. And you can be too. Start small. Begin with breath. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 6. Slow, intentional breath calms the mind and entrains the heart. Add sound. Pan. Chant. Let your voice be the tuning fork. Layer intention. Visualize your field expanding, glowing with harmony. See your thoughts like birds settling into stillness. The key is not perfection, it is repetition. Just as old programs were installed through repeated emotion, new ones take root through vibrational practice. Science now confirms what mystics always knew. Intention plus emotion, repetition equals transformation. You are not stuck. Your frequency can change. And when it does, so does your life. You'll notice the shifts in subtle ways. Old triggers lose their grip, synchronicities increase. You'll be drawn to different people, different spaces, different timelines. Not because you forced it, but because you tuned in to a new signal. Everything in your reality is responding to the broadcast of your field. When you raise your vibration, you don't escape the world. You begin to shape it. And as your coherence grows, you become a stabilizing force in a chaotic world. A silent lighthouse, a harmonic signature, a living field of possibility. Think of your energy field as a musical instrument, one that's been played unconsciously for most of your life. Each string represents a belief, an emotion, a pattern. Some are in tune, resonating joy and connection. Others are slack or stretched too tight, producing dissonance and fatigue. Reprogramming your field is the process of becoming a conscious musician of your life. You begin by listening, not to the noise outside, but to the feedback loop between your body, your breath, and your emotions. Have you noticed how anxiety shortens your breath? How heartbreak echoes in your chest long after the moment has passed? These are not just sensations. They're signals. They tell you what frequency you've been vibrating and which ones are asking to be retuned. In Japan, the concept of kotodama speaks to the spirit of words, that every sound, every syllable holds vibrational power. In African traditions, drumming is not just music, it's medicine. In Tibetan monasteries, monks spend hours chanting not just for themselves, but for the collective field. What if your healing is not just for you? What if every time you shift from fear to love, from chaos to clarity, you create ripples that others can feel? There is growing research on the Maharishi effect, where even small groups of meditators, when tuned into coherence, can lower crime rates, reduce conflict, and elevate the emotional tone of entire communities. Your vibration is never isolated, it's a broadcast. So what are you broadcasting? This isn't about being happy all the time. That's not coherence. That's suppression. True vibrational healing honors the full emotional spectrum. Anger has a frequency. Grief has wisdom. But when these are witnessed, felt, and expressed through safe channels like sound or breath, they don't lower your vibration. They purify it. Emotions are energy in motion. When they move freely, they don't get stuck in your tissues or your field. They become part of the song of your becoming. The mind resists this. It wants proof, data, control. And yet, even the mind can be entrained. Through music, through meditation, through repetition of coherent states. You've already experienced this, the calm after deep breathing, the release after sobbing to a song, the clarity after chanting or singing from the heart. These are not accidents, these are recalibrations. Your nervous system listens to vibration, your cells respond to intention, and your field reflects your inner alignment. You don't have to understand every quantum equation to feel the truth of this in your bones. You are energy, you are frequency, you are the field. And now you remember, you can change your signal, you can tune the instrument, and when you do, everything changes. You've carried pain you never asked for, wounds left by words never spoken, hurts that didn't bleed on the outside but etched themselves deep within your field. Not all trauma is loud. Some of it whispers. Some of it hides behind smiles and perfection. Some of it clings to your energy, distorting your inner frequency. Not because you are weak, but because your system was trying to protect you. What if your trauma wasn't the enemy? What if it was the tuning fork of your return? There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Leonard Cohen sang this truth, but mystics across time have always known it. The wound is not just where you broke, it's where the divine tries to speak. Every unprocessed experience, grief, rejection, shame, loss, stores itself in your body, your mind, your field. Not as memory alone, but as vibration. And when ignored or suppressed, that vibration festers. It echoes through your relationships. It colors your choices. It becomes part of the soundtrack playing beneath your conscious thoughts. This is not your fault, but it is your invitation. You can't heal what you can't feel. So the first act of reprogramming your field is courageous witnessing, not fixing, not bypassing, witnessing. What if instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you asked, "What frequency am I ready to release?" Imagine a violin string tuned too tight. It vibrates with strain, it holds tension, and eventually, it snaps. Now imagine loosening it, slowly, gently, until it sings in resonance. Your nervous system is the same. When you hold trauma without release, your entire frequency tightens, but vibration offers a pathway. In somatic healing, breathwork, and sound therapy, the body becomes the speaker. Emotions trapped in the subconscious rise to the surface, not in chaos, but in rhythm. People weep during sound baths, not because they are weak, but because something unspoken is finally being heard. Have you ever cried listening to a song that has no lyrics? That's your field recognizing a frequency it forgot it needed. This is the medicine of vibrational healing. It bypasses logic. It speaks the language of the soul. Trauma creates dissonance, but sound, when applied with intention, creates entrainment. That means your cells, your breath, your energy begin to synchronize with the frequency being offered. This is not metaphor. This is physics. Just as clocks on the same wall eventually sync up, your system longs to return to harmony when given the opportunity. And yet, healing is not always gentle. Sometimes the note that frees you first shatters you. Old memories rise, grief returns, patterns come to the surface. This isn't regression, it's recalibration. The field is intelligent. It releases what you're finally strong enough to feel. You are not broken when this happens. You are being tuned. Imagine a temple bell, rusted with age, silenced by time. Now imagine it ringing for the first time in decades. Dust shakes loose, echoes bounce off the walls, but with each ring it clears, it strengthens, it remembers. You are that bell. You don't need to go back to painful experiences. You don't need to relive every wound, but you do need to let them move. Through breath, through sound, through vibration, through truth. Try this. Place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. Speak these words aloud. I release what no longer resonates with my truth. Then hum. Not a tune, just a vibration. Feel where it lands, where it shakes, where it sticks. That is your body guiding you. There's a reason many ancient cultures healed with rhythm. The drum mimics the heartbeat, the chant mimics the breath, the rattle mimics the shaking that comes before the breakthrough. In many indigenous traditions, trauma is not treated with silence, but with song. Because sound moves what silence hides. Your nervous system is electrical. Your fascia is conductive. Your water is memory. Your cells vibrate with history, and now they're ready for harmony. So don't resist the crack. Don't fear the unraveling. This isn't falling apart. It's falling in tune. There is a forgotten intelligence in your body that already knows how to heal. It has been trying to speak to you through fatigue, anxiety, tension, illness, not to punish you, but to draw your attention to the places you stopped vibrating freely. Symptoms are messages from the field. The tightness in your chest may be the echo of an old silence. The heaviness in your legs might be your energy trying to root but finding no soil. The clenching in your jaw may not be anger. It may be an ancient no you never got to say. What if every sensation is sacred? This is the art of somatic vibration, listening to the frequency of the body as a map. When you hum into a part of the body in pain, you bring vibration to stagnation. When you speak forgiveness aloud, not as a performance, but as vibration, you release density. When you sing for no reason, your field rejoices. This is not childish. This is wisdom before language. Children know it. They hum when they play. They shake when they cry. They wail when grief rises. Their bodies vibrate truth before it is taught to be quiet. Maybe your healing is a return to that unfiltered vibration. The pain you've carried isn't asking for pity. It's asking to move. It's asking to sing its last note and become something else. Have you noticed that the most powerful healers are not the ones with the most certificates, but the ones who have sat with their own darkness and stayed? They have tuned their frequency by feeling every dissonance and still choosing to sing. You can do this. You already are. It begins with presence, with sound, with the willingness to stop running from what hurts and start listening to what it's really saying. You may not heal overnight. That's okay. Even symphonies take time to write. Even broken instruments can be mended. Even cracked bells still ring. Your field remembers every frequency of joy you've ever touched. Every moment of peace. Every song that felt like home. Let those be your guideposts back to coherence. And when the pain rises again, as it will, don't numb it. Don't label it as weakness. Ask, what note is trying to emerge through me? Then breathe. Then hum. Then feel. Because healing doesn't happen in the mind. It happens in the movement of vibration through the body, through the breath, through the soul. Let it move. Let it ring. Let it return you to yourself. There are sounds that don't just enter your ears. They enter your soul. They awaken something ancient within you. A remembrance. A recognition. A resonance. You don't need to understand the science to feel it. When a certain frequency enters your field, it bypasses the intellect and speaks directly to your cells. It's as if the music is not being heard, but remembered. This is the soul's language. The vibrational keys that unlock parts of you buried beneath logic, culture, and time. Among these are the Solfeggio frequencies, tones said to be used in ancient sacred music, each with a unique energetic purpose. These tones are more than myth, they are measurable, felt, and remembered in the body. 396 Hz liberates guilt and fear. 417 Hz facilitates change and helps undo trauma. 528 Hz DNA repair and transformation, often called the love frequency. 639 Hz fosters connection and harmonious relationships. 741 Hz awakens intuition and clears toxins. 852 Hz reawakens spiritual order and higher self-alignment. 528 Hz in particular has been studied for its potential to repair DNA, calm the nervous system, and amplify heart-brain coherence. But beyond the lab, you know it when you feel it, like the soft hum of your truth returning. Then there's 432 Hz, a tuning said to harmonize with the natural frequency of the universe. Many musicians claim that tuning instruments to 432 Hz instead of the modern standard of 440 Hz creates a fuller, more organic sound. Listeners report deeper emotional resonance, a sense of peace, and even physical healing. Is this science or spirit? It's both, because the soul doesn't draw hard lines between the two. It feels what it knows, and you felt it too. Have you ever been in nature and suddenly realized how quiet your mind became? That was not silence. That was resonance. Birds, wind, water, they all hum in frequencies the body remembers. Nature is a symphony, and when you enter it with presence, you tune yourself to its orchestra. You can create this harmony at home. Here's how. Start your day not with your phone, but with frequency. Play 528 Hz in the background while you prepare for the day. Let it enter your field before the noise of the world does. Hum as you breathe. Humming increases nitric oxide, balances the nervous system, and literally tunes your vagus nerve. Try humming into your heart space, or your belly or your throat. Let it become a morning prayer. Speak aloud your intentions, not as to-do lists, but as vibrational declarations. I am here. I am open. I am returning to resonance. Use your own voice. It carries the most powerful frequency for you. Chant vowels slowly. Ah for the heart. E for clarity. U for grounding. Let the vibration move through your bones. Sing even if you think you can't. Dance even if no one is watching. These aren't performances, they're vibrational rituals. They are how you return to your soul's song. Even your breath is frequency. When you inhale deeply and exhale slowly, you create rhythm. Add a sound, like a whisper, a sigh, a hum, and you are making music with your body. Your breath is a flute, your heartbeat a drum. You are the instrument. Create a frequency altar in your space, not with statues or candles alone, but with sound, a speaker that plays healing frequencies, a bowl you ring when you feel misaligned, a bell you chime before sleep. Let your home vibrate with coherence. Don't underestimate silence either. True silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of listening. When you sit in silence after a frequency session, your field integrates. The silence becomes a canvas where your soul can draw new patterns. And as your inner frequencies shift, so does your reality. Colors seem brighter, people seem kinder, life seems more synchronized. This isn't magic, this is entrainment. Your outer world begins to mirror your internal harmony. Frequency changes perception. It is the lens through which we experience reality. And when you change your frequency, you don't just feel different, you see differently. What once looked like conflict now feels like an invitation. What once felt like resistance now becomes rhythm. You begin to live in tune. There's a reason why every major spiritual tradition integrates music, sound, or chanting into its rituals. It's not symbolic, it's functional. These traditions knew that to shift the state of consciousness, you must first shift the frequency. The Gregorian chants of early Christian monks were designed to bring harmony to the soul. The mantras of the Vedic sages were encoded sound formulas. The Sufi whirling dervishes spun to music not to entertain, but to dissolve the ego into sound. Each of these practices altered brainwaves, heart rhythms, and energetic fields. Modern science now supports this. Studies using EEGs and heart rate variability reveal that sound meditation improves focus, reduces anxiety, and boosts immune function. But beyond all the metrics lies a deeper truth. Your soul is nourished by resonance, and it's starving in a noisy world. Our cities hum with discordant frequencies, machines, screens, sirens. It's no wonder we feel disconnected. These artificial sounds clash with the organic rhythms of your body. Over time, they dull your intuition, they cloud your field. To heal, you must return to the source, to the vibration that speaks not to your mind, but to your spirit. Try ending your day with a sound practice. Dim the lights, play soft healing frequencies, or chant gently. Let the field unwind. Let the tension drain. Let your body remember what peace feels like. Over time, you'll notice something remarkable. Your intuition sharpens. Your dreams deepen. Your choices align. Why? Because when your field is tuned, you no longer live from reaction. You live from resonance. You don't chase opportunities, you magnetize them. You don't force healing, you allow it. You don't push through life, you dance with it. And others will feel it. They may not know why they feel calmer around you, why they trust you, why your words carry weight. But they will feel your coherence. Your field becomes an invitation. This is not performance, this is presence. This is what happens when you awaken the soul through frequency. And it's not far away. It's not something you have to earn. You don't need expensive tools or years of study. You need only to listen and to allow yourself to be moved, because you were never meant to be a static being. You were always a song in motion, so let the frequencies move you. Let them awaken you. Let them remind you of what you truly are. Not a role, not a name, not a story, but vibration. And the song is just beginning. All along, you were looking for tools. Frequencies, sounds, practices, rituals. But here's the truth. You are the instrument. The fork you were waiting to be struck by was you. Your body is a resonant chamber. Your breath is a wave generator. Your voice is an energetic transmitter. Your thoughts, your heartbeats, your emotions, all of it is vibration. All of it is shaping the field around you. You don't need to master every frequency to begin. You need only to accept your role as both sender and receiver, as the instrument and the music, as the player and the played. What if your life isn't something to fix, but something to tune? This realization is your turning point. The moment the seeker becomes the singer. The moment the field stops being something outside you and begins to pulse from within you. You've read the ancient wisdom. You've explored the science. You've felt the shift in your own breath, your own voice, your own presence. Now the question is no longer, how do I heal? The question becomes, what do I want to resonate? Because your field is not static. It is dynamic. It is plastic. It is alive. Every thought you choose to keep, every emotion you allow to pass, every breath you take with awareness, it all shapes the field. You can create coherence. You can radiate intention. You can manifest not by chasing, but by vibrating in alignment. This is the real alchemy. Not turning metal into gold, but density into clarity, fear into presence, noise into harmony. You are the frequency you've been searching for. And this truth is not reserved for saints, sages, or sound healers. It belongs to everyone willing to become quiet enough to hear their own hum. Start here, right now. Sit, breathe, close your eyes. Notice the vibrations inside your body, the rhythm of your heart, the echo of your thoughts, the subtle swirl of energy between breaths. What do you hear? Can you hum with it? Can you match the pitch? Can you breathe with the rhythm? This is not technique, this is attunement. Make this your practice. When emotions rise, ask yourself, what frequency am I broadcasting right now? Is this aligned with the world I want to live in? Not to judge, but to tune. Use your field as a compass, use your voice as a balm, use your breath as a drum. And when you feel overwhelmed, remember, every storm has a rhythm. Find it, match it, breathe with it, then shift the beat. Even chaos can be danced with once you hear its frequency. You don't have to do this perfectly. You just have to do it honestly. The greatest power you hold is your vibration, not your plans, not your strategies, your vibration. When you shift it, doors open. When you own it, people feel it. When you embody it, reality bends. So speak your truth, not just in words, but in frequency. Live in resonance, not just with your desires, but with your values. Walk through the world, not as a reaction, but as a rhythm. And remember, your energy teaches louder than your words. Be the field you've been tuning all along. Each time you chose stillness over reaction, breath over resistance, presence over panic. The question now is, how will you embody what you've remembered? Imagine your life as a song. Each moment is a note, each breath a rest, each choice a chord. Some days are staccato, short and sharp. Others are legato, smooth and stretched. The beauty isn't in perfection, it's in the progression, in the movement, in the sound of becoming. Musicians don't blame the instrument, they tune it, they care for it, they learn to play with its nuances. Can you offer yourself the same compassion? You are not behind, you are not too late, you are vibrating at the exact tempo required for your next breakthrough. When you begin to embody this truth, something changes. You walk differently, grounded but light. You speak differently, measured but magnetic. You attract differently, not from lack, but from clarity. The world begins to reflect your resonance back to you. The people who come into your life shift. The opportunities that arise align. Even your challenges begin to make sense, not because they disappear, but because you can hear their message. And when you encounter others in dissonance, you no longer take it personally. You become a tuning fork, a living reminder, a field that invites harmony by simply existing in it. This is how you heal the world, by healing your field. No campaign, no war, no conversion, just resonance. A soul-vibrating truth becomes an invitation others didn't know they were waiting for. Your job is not to convince, your job is to vibrate. So keep vibrating with integrity, with love, with clarity. Start your morning by tuning in, end your day by tuning out. Build rituals that align your nervous system, your body, your voice. Let frequency become your first language. If you find yourself lost, come back to your hum. Place your hand over your heart, breathe. Feel the pulse. That is your baseline. That is your truth. Everything else is just noise. You are not here to be noise. You are here to be music. A living, breathing harmony in a dissonant world. The age of force is ending. The age of frequency is rising. And you are already tuned in. Now go and resonate. Let your life sing what your words cannot say. And when others ask what changed, don't explain. Just smile and let them feel it. You are not merely flesh and thought. You are frequency. Every breath, every word, every choice you make sends ripples through your field, shaping not just your inner world, but the outer one as well. Healing isn't about perfection or fixing. It's about remembering, tuning, resonating. You have journeyed through ancient wisdom, subtle science, deep emotional truths, and sacred practices. And now something in you is awake. A pulse, a memory, a song. You've seen how vibration affects your body, your thoughts, your relationships, your potential. You've felt how frequencies, whether sung, hummed, or held in silence, can reprogram your field and invite you back into harmony. The next step is simple. Begin. Let your breath become your beat. Let your voice become your prayer. Let your life become your resonance. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs you, tuned, coherent, true. If this message stirred something in you, share it. Let your frequency ripple outward. Comment below, what note are you choosing to carry today? How are you tuning your field? And most importantly, remember, you are not becoming something new. You are returning to what you've always been, a living vibration of truth, a song only you can sing.